on K-News 94.3. Feingold, the only man in town to use the word fakakta and get away with it.
7:39, and we'll tell you what's not fakakta. Bulldog and Kevin, we're back with you. One of our favorite people. Kevin is enthralled just to listen to this man's voice and vocabulary.
Always.
And they are doing such a good job with books. And another controversial book is coming down the pike. We're the first person to talk to Danforth Prince, the president of Blood Moon Productions. Good morning, Danforth.
Oh, good morning, Bill. How nice of you to have me on your show.
Well, I know that, we're scooping the world, but the New York Post already had some of the book on page 6, so you must have leaked a few little celebrity things to them, huh?
Well, one of the trickiest things is timing the publicity for any new radical book. It used to be sort of something you could control, and now it's all a free-for-all, like politics and like your show. It's fun.
Yes, why, thank you. The name of the book that's coming, when is this book coming out?
Well, it's officially, the pub date is December 21st, but it'll be on the street about 10 days before that.
Okay. And it's named Bill and Hillary, so this is that thing called Love.
Yes, Love, yes.
It's written by Darwin Porter and Danforth Prince, and we have to clean up a few things. I started the book. I just got it yesterday. And that,
good.
According to your book, I don't know when Bill Clinton had time to go to work. He was so busy.
Well, we are a publishing house that specializes in celebrity and celebrity scandal, and in the new political landscape of America, our politicians are as big a celebrity as anything that Hollywood could ever have produced, and by far producing news that's a lot more interesting than I think what's going on in the tabloid world these days is what's coming out of Washington. And the saga of Bill and Hillary is just an amazing insight into the American experience. He was the second most promiscuous American president after JFK. Many virtuous things that he did with his political platforms, but this is not a political book. This is a celebrity expose of two of the most colorful people who ever occupied the White House. It's not, the word isn't post-mortem, but it's an after-the-fact, 15 years after their departure from office. It's an analysis of the dozens of scandals that they were swimming in, and also an analysis of the reactions and almost overreactions of their enemies to the Clintons for the creation of a scenario that would rival anything produced by Hollywood.
No,
we are the first to do this kind of book. No one's ever touched this kind of thing before.
Now, how do you do the research on this? Because most of your books, I have to say, the celebrity books, the celebrities have passed on, but Bill and Hillary are still with us, and many of the people in the book are still with us.
Well, there are dozens of things printed and published about the Clintons and their regime, and it always takes, we say, 5 or 6, or in this case 15 years for a presidency or a movie star career or a celebrity life to be filtered by the process of coherent analysis from both the left and from the right. If you troll the Internet, you can find a commentary on the Clintons that is like tons of it.
Right.
A lot of it is very, very dull. Bill and Hillary themselves are very dull autobiographers. They really don't have any flair for presenting the drama of their situation. There's a lot of vindictive books, just venomous about Bill and Hillary that are so venomous, some of them even call for their beheadings, almost psychotically poisonous.
That would be a Dick Morris book.
Well, Dick Morris was indeed one of their enemies who mutual betrayals on all sides. That was indeed covered in the book. That saga of Dick and his career as cottage industry, writing about the Clintons afterwards, he and his wife. So it is indeed a cottage industry for a lot of people, but no one has ever put together a coherent overview that I know of in quite the Blood Moon style. Tabloid headings, lurid when appropriate, but the stories were indeed lurid. And we believe to have almost, many of them. We keep discovering scandals about the Clintons the way we discover scandals about all of our protagonists after the book is published.
Do you think, because we're in the year 2015 going into 2016, the morality of the country has really changed. When I was growing up, I always tell Kevin, he would not remember, but Nelson Rockefeller was the governor of New York, and when he wanted to run for president, most of the country said, he can't be president, he's divorced.
Oh, and Ronald Reagan confronted that, too, as president,
But look, Donald Trump is running now. What's he on, marriage number 3?
Yes, very interesting wives he has. Each of them a study in their own right. Donald is an incredible story, a colorful character who will take a few years for the world to even figure out what happened.
Right. Now, do you think that Bill and Hillary, I know, I think according to the New York Post, they called it, the story in the New York Post was that Bill Clinton tried to seduce Jackie Kennedy Onassis.
Yes, that is indeed one of the stories, and that story came from Jackie Onassis confiding it to Katharine Graham, who was president of
Washington Post.
Washington Post, yeah, who confided it to Truman Capote because they were very close friends. They attended the Black and White Ball together. But part of that, I was delighted that they picked that story to publicize. I think it was the Daily Mail who publicized that.
Right.
Bill's great role model was always JFK.
Right, there's always that famous picture of him visiting the White House when he was in his teens.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And JFK's appeal to Bill was that he was a progressive politically. Politically, he was a progressive, but he also was known as a womanizer who really got away with being a Lothario, doing it with pizzazz, doing it with great style, great charm, meeting infidelity to Jackie, screwing around with interns, blah, blah. Bill, to many degrees, modeled his life after two role models. When he was younger, he modeled himself after Elvis, and later in life, he modeled himself after JFK. And Jackie, if you don't mind dehumanizing the very fine Jackie Onassis, great woman, into an archetype of desirability, it really is another feather in a politician's cap to have become intimate with with Jackie, and I think that Bill tried to seduce her in a way that Jackie just did not want to play. She was tired of all that. There's something about a wrestling match or a tussle in a private room with her that she confided that episode to Katharine Graham. And the story was, he's just like Jack. I dealt with it with Jack. I can't deal with it with another. I'm too old. I'm too tired. I don't want to deal with his goodbye.
Yeah, and if Katharine Graham told Truman Capote the next day probably called everybody in New York.
Well, he was notorious for spreading gossip and often embellishing it, yes, in his Southern storyteller way. Great style he had, yes.
Yeah, that's what people say about Kevin. You can't trust Kevin with the story. You tell
Not
Kevin.
at all.
No, Kevin is the quiet one. If you don't tell me I can't say something, because I have lots of gossip to talk about today. Did Bill Clinton really seduce Barbra Streisand?
Oh, there's strong evidence that they did. Barbara is keeping that close under her own hat because she has talked about doing her own memoir later on this year or next, and I believe she'll further develop that if she chooses to. But there were commentary on that at the time, that yes, indeed, and they were both Democrats, and they were both showbiz people, and she has tremendous style, and she was a great supporter of Clinton.
Right.
So probably yes, we bring that out as to the degree we can in our book. Yes.
Well, the book is and I don't know how to clean up the part about Elvis Presley, but Bill Clinton and Elvis Presley have something in common, according to Bill Clinton.
Well, that was sort of a drunken thing that Bill Clinton could say to his cronies when he would play the saxophone. He was in a band. He was a musician himself. He played the saxophone with great talent. And people would come up to him and say, you remind me of Elvis Presley. You sound just like him. And then he would say, probably to a drunken group of cohorts, political talk in back rooms, and said, and another thing we had in common, we both had hillbilly peckers.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That was good, yeah. Of course, he saw Elvis's induction picture.
Yes, indeed. That army picture taken of him where Elvis's penis was visible through his underwear, and it was a U.S. Army photograph, and the outline of his penis was evident, and that is the source from which Bill derived his familiarity with the penis of Elvis Presley.
Well, I'm enjoying the book. I have to say, I like the Clintons. I've met Bill Clinton 3 times, and Kevin saw it.
He's charismatic. He's magic. Oh, yes.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. They called me the Bill Clinton of radio. It's unbelievable. But the name of the book is Bill and Hillary, so this is that thing called love. And what store out here is going to have it right away? Well,
we view Palm Springs as a test market for many of our ideas on our upcoming books, and it's Greetings on North Palm Canyon Boulevard, which stocks the book. Very nice of them to do this for us, in advance of any other retail outlet in America. So they'll be getting their copies in 2 or maybe 3 days, maybe even today, I don't know. But they are the first outlet in America to copy this, and that is Greetings, that fine store on North Palm Canyon out by the Hyatt.
Yes. No, it's a wonderful store, Greetings.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, Danforth Prince, I think you have another big hit on your hands. I expect to see it in the supermarket tabloids in a day or so. I'm sure they're going to take care of it. And it's interesting. I don't know if it'll do anything to the campaign that's coming up, because I don't think there's anybody running that you couldn't write a book about, except the Clinton book is a lot bigger than you could write about, you know.
Well, our attempt was to show the scandal background that the Clintons faced in a country where everyone tends to get amnesia whenever a scandal ends. We don't write this with an anti-Hillary bias at all. We almost admire the way that she handled so gracefully the multiple infidelities of her husband, giving her an experience that I don't think any other politician in the running has in coping with crisis and with scandals. The woman has been through absolute hell. But as a historical document of the way that media handled these highly sexual scandals, we believe the book is unique in the landscape of documenting yesterday's sexual scandals, the way the press reacted to it, and the way the enemies of the Clintons overreacted. Okay,
well, it's called Bill and Hillary, so this is that thing called love. And congratulations, Danforth. I guess you're never going to make it back to Palm Springs. You're just so busy.
It's astonishing how wrapped up I get in this little veil of heaven I've created out here. Yeah, I love Palm Springs. I wish running a publishing house indeed is a lot to bite off. So I get very, very wrapped up. But I love Palm Springs and I love your show.
And we love you. And Kevin is already tried. He wrote down a few words you used, and he's going to.
I'm going to have to look them up.
He's going to quiz me on that. Thanks, Dan.
And you have to write that Trump book.
Oh. Well, the Trump book is scheduled for August, whereas there's many books focusing on his career as a businessman, this will focus merely on his entry into the political race with all the reactions to him, and quite a story that is, too.
But be careful, he's Sue crazy. He's a Sue crazy person.
But we know that, we are careful, but by the time you reach the celebrity status of Donald Trump, you almost are immune from being able to sue in your status as a celebrity. People say everything about celebrities these days.
Well, I wish I had a story to tell you about the Bloviator, but Donald Trump and I have never gotten close. Anyway, Danforth, we have to go, but thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck with Bill and Hillary. Thank you. You're listening to the Bulldog and Kevin. It's